Este Flores es el que nosotros escuchamos mucho de él, que tiene muy buen prospecto, ¿no? Futuro.
Tiene, pero recién llegó, lleva un mes porque está tratando de graduarse del high school
Está
y
muy jovencito.
está joven, tiene futuro, pero tiene que aprender a ser más profesional.
Sí, sí. No, pues eso viene con la madurez, ¿no? Yo creo
Claro.
apenas 18 años de edad.
1-2, 1-2.
Entonces aquí sí. Entonces hoy vienen con Memo y Escalante enfrente.
Sí, míralo, aquí está. Aquí está la formación.
Perfecto. We are? Okay. Check. Good evening, folks, and thanks for joining us. Luis Ortiz on the call alongside one of the most knowledgeable soccer minds on the planet, Rafael Amaya, here for Game 11 of the United Soccer League season out of 30 in total.
Great game, great opportunity for the Highway 281 between San Antonio and here your McAllen Totos. You know, I think it's a great opportunity, great crowd on hand, and one of the things that is the first ever match between the two Texas clubs.
The Texas Derby, a rivalry that's brewing, that's starting to begin to grow. San Antonio FC against the RGV FC Totos, hosting them tonight. This is the third match out of 4 out of the whole season, so third time that these two will be meeting what's going to be different this time?
In the first match, it was a great game. The Totals won 3-2 in a close game where we were ahead 2-0. They tied in within 7 minutes, and then great winner, great trip. Come back about a week and a half ago and tied 0-0. The team played very well offensively, especially the first half, creating a lot of shots, a lot of crosses, 7 corner kicks. Could have put the game away in the first 3 minutes on a giveaway where Jose Escalante almost scored in the back post. And now coming back, I think this is a key match to set the tone for the rest of the season. Still, we're playing at the UTRGV, great crowd on hand, and looking forward to a great match today.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned that last one, a scoreless draw, 0-0. So that was the last game San Antonio played. The Toros did get to play one more since then, so the San Antonio crowd and the team probably have a bitter taste that they want to come back and get some vengeance. You have the lineups.
Yes, coming up, we got for your Toros in goal, Cali. They're number 15, Kai Green in the back, Kevin Garcia, number 2, Ivan Magales, number 5, and then George Malky with number 4. In the center mid, number 8, Charlie Ward, and then number 13, starting today, Emilio, because Jorginho kind of was sick overnight, and so he's getting the start tonight. In the offensive mid, TJ Kastner with number 17 on the wing, Jose Escalante, number 11, and then number 18, Kyle, playing as the center forward, and then Memo, number 7, who had a great game last game with 2 goals.
Exactly, right, and he is tied with Robbie Lovejoy for the leading scorers of the team, both of them with 3. So Memo Rodriguez joining the forwards tonight. Looking forward to that.
And then for your San Antonio FC, in goal, number 1, for Josh, number 2, defender, Milton Palacios, number 15, Stephen McCarthy, number 4, Sam McBride, and then number 3, Bobby Motley. And then in the center mid, you have number 8, Michael Reed. Then you have Greg Conner as number 20. Then you also have one of their main players, number 16, Rafa Castillo, and Danny Garcia, who's another good playmaker, left-footed player. And then up top, you will have Sean Shin, number 17, who has very good speed and will always be there in case there's any opportunities. And then Jacque Francois, forward, number 21.
Right, you mentioned Sean Chen. He's the speed guy, so the Toros defense is going to have to be really aware throughout the game, make sure he doesn't catch them sleeping, be able to make those cuts trying to catch the backdoor pass.
Yeah, and then one of the things, too, is fans are just starting. The game is being delayed 1 hour because we had a very heavy rain. Field is going to be a fast field today, so great match on hand.
Right, how do you feel maybe this will affect the game? How you just mentioned there, the rain, the field being a little wet. We just saw what happened with the Dynamo and the Dallas FC, with the showers that they tried to play with. But in this one, how do you feel maybe the field being wet, how is that going to affect it?
It's going to definitely make a speed up of the game, and you actually would be shooting a lot more, following crosses, because any shot now, not only straight on, but anything that skips is going to be dangerous. So most likely both coaches are going to go. It is a game on the road for San Antonio. They probably play a little different. They've changed their formation to a 4-4-2, coming from different angles. The Toros playing more in a 4-2-3-1, creating a lot of width, a lot of space, looking for the forward. Still in a possession game, but I think 1 goal early either hand is going to be very important.
Very important here. The Toros with a 4-2-4 record in 10 games, while San Antonio is 2-4-4. So these two teams, as we mentioned, the third time that these guys are going to clash tonight. Toros have won the first one, then they scored a scoreless draw in the second game. So they're trying to make sure that they get this victory to, before they end the season series between these two teams go with 2 victories.
Exactly, and last week Toros traveled. They've won three points at home when they won 4-1. Then went on the road, tied 0-0, and then went to St. Louis and tied 1-1, which is one of the also new teams in the league that's doing well and kept pretty much possession of the game. San Antonio's coming from playing Oklahoma Energy, and then they played, which they tied, and then they played in the middle of the week the Open Cup in Iowa against the Menace, which they won 2-1, and then here they are now in their third game. So with the weather, really at the end of the day, they have to step up at game time. You forget about what you did today, what you did yesterday. It's game time.
It's game time, like you mentioned. Here we see Murphy up front, along with, there it is, kickoff. Here we go. 45 minutes and counting, the Toros with the attack. And as the ball exchanges, and we see now San Antonio FC trying to make something happen here. What's going to be the key early on?
Early on, a little possession so that we get in a rhythm. But if you can get a crosser shot, we can really start testing how the ground is and what the matchups are. You know, when you have three teams that play each other 3 times, you really start getting to know the players more and more. So key, free kicks, not giving a mistake in the back. And again, in the first 15 to 20 minutes, if anybody can score a goal, starts opening the game up.
And here we see San Antonio trying to attack from the wing as the ball exchanges possession. Now the Toros looking to make something happen. For them in this game, I mean, like you mentioned, possession, they're going to have to, work the midfield a lot and try to find the forwards. Is it going to be from the wing or down the middle?
You would try to open up the wing as much as possible. I think Toros right now with an opportunity.
And as we see here, an opportunity from the right wing, the center, looking for a header. No one's there. But here we see the Toros looking to make something happen.
Great reaction, a good shot follow-up, and a second cross. And exactly as you were asking me before, if the Toros can open the wing, get enough crosses and numbers in the box, again, try to get an early scoring opportunity.
It looks like a San Antonio man is on the floor, on the ground, Milton Palacios. There we see what happened. He's, in a little bit of pain. Charlie Ward had an opportunity there. You saw him. He was going to fire the rocket, trying to catch the goalie off guard.
He actually hit one. It came off a rebound, almost had the second one, but opted to keep the possession by playing it wide to Kyle Green, who's the right back, serving the ball from the end line.
Right. And here we see early the Toros looking to go over the air with from the right wing. Like you said, 2 crosses there, trying to find a header. Is that, a good tactic to start off the game?
No, it's perfect. Get the ball in. Sometimes you try to possess, you don't get a shot. You get your outside back that far, and you have a counterattack, you could be down 1-0.
Right away, that easy. As we mentioned, Milton Palacios in some pain, so ball stop here right now with 2 minutes into the game, almost 2.5 minutes into the game. The Toros with the ball, they will be inbounding from the sideline. So we mentioned now the Toros, here we go, the ball is in 5th place right now, tied for 4th in the standings with 16 points with St. Louis, one of the teams that they just, faced recently. So how important is a victory today,
Today, it's a huge victory if they can come out with the 3 points, because it kind of starts pulling away from those teams in the middle bottom. With a tie or loss, you've got the win and the 2 ties. You can't give points away at home. You want to put those away.
Exactly. Here we see now San Antonio looking to attack. We see a little bit of what the field being wet and slippery kind of having an effect on the game there.
Simple game. If you can keep it 1-2 and not lose it up the middle, obviously, if you touch it too much, if you do too much on it, your legs in the 60th, 70th minute are going to be heavy.
And again, now San Antonio, the ball exchanging possessions here. Very tough to kind of keep control over with the slippery ground. But the Toros looking to make something happen here, and it looks like we may have an opportunity. Escalante.
He almost had an open opportunity for a shot across, and you can see as he's dribbling the ball, the water's kind of holding the ball a little bit.
Right. Maybe it slows down the ball a little bit, right?
It does. If you play it up on a shot or on a long pass, he'll skip. But if you try carrying it too much, it's going to slow you down.
It's going to slow you down. Well, San Antonio with the ball now, looking to inbound. A long pass in. Nothing's there, as the Toros could have took over that one.
Surprising today, the Toros are wearing all the brand new black kit. They've worn white, they've worn the orange, and this is the first time at home wearing all black.
The blackout, they call it. It's a nice color.
It
stands
is.
out with the white from San Antonio, which San Antonio usually known for that black color, so the Toros taking over that.
Well, I can tell you can hear both bands here going at it.
Definitely.
It was earlier in the parking lots, they were like, wow, it looks like
Here we go. Opportunity for San Antonio. A good place through ball. The cross coming down the middle. No one is there. But San Antonio keeping the ball alive. And the shot is stopped before anything, any real danger. Toto's kicking it out, obviously. Trying to keep this one. Once you're in that situation, what you want to do is kick it out.
Oh, he did. Very dangerous. Again, if it's wet and you can get across, opportunity for the Toros.
Yeah, Charlie Murphy down the middle. Passing it out to Escalante. He's looking to see what he can make happen, waiting. Sometimes that's key. You have to be patient. And the fire,
Yeah,
close one there.
Jose Escalante kind of holding the leather ball a little too much second time. He has to get a little wider and go at those players. And once he gets that opportunity and opens up the field, I think we'll create more opportunity. Great left foot. If you give him a chance, all he needs is the space of the ball to get the shot off.
Oh, perfect. We'll see if he can make that happen. And as we just saw there, a good opportunity from the Toros, trying to score early on this one, right over the crossbar. A good way to start this one off.
Oh, very good, very good. I mean, one of the things I also wanted to mention is with the way the field is, you hope that all the defenders and sometimes the forwards wear the long metal studs, because in this kind of field, you slip and it's a goal.
Right. You don't want that to happen. The Toros with the ball now, inbounding, looking to make something happen, crossing it over, change of playing field. And we have Green passing over to Memo Rodriguez, who, like you mentioned, he's coming into this one over Robbie Lovejoy. He's got 3 goals. Both of them have 3 goals, so we'll be looking for him to see if he can make it happen. San Antonio here down the middle, looking to make something happen. Good ball movement, but that one goes out.
They play, San Antonio plays their outside mids a little bit tucked in, so with the way the field is, they don't use the width, you can get the Toros to take advantage of that space.
Right on the wings, on the outer part of that.
Exactly.
Toros inbounding the ball now.
And a lot of that has to do with your player selection or what type of player do you have. They might do that because they want the outside backs to get forward, or they do that because they want to concentrate when they lose the ball on having more players in the middle.
Fans calling for a handball. The ref doesn't blow the whistle, so San Antonio with the attack. That one's off.
Rafa Castillo is one of those players who's going to shoot if they give him an opportunity. He's their free kick specialist.
That's exactly one of the guys you mentioned we must keep an eye on, free kick specialist. So the defense, the Toros defense is going to want to not make any mistakes as far as, giving them any, free kicks in order for him to capitalize on those.
Yes, he was part of their championship team when they were part of the NASL, when they were the Scorpions, and now under new ownership with the as the FC, but part of the San Antonio Spurs.
Here we see both teams battling it out. The Toros with the possession now, playing it back, looking for the open space. As you mentioned, a lot of possession game here, lots of touches. The San Antonio defense is pressuring.
No, they're pressuring. They don't want to let the Toros get into a rhythm, so they're trying to disrupt the possession.
Long ball here. The Toros will recover in the back. And this one being played down the wing. San Antonio coming into this game, as we mentioned, the last game was against the Toros in that scoreless draw. So we see it here with the fans, the two bands, going at it against each other. So now on the field, as a San Antonio player goes down.
Yeah, dangerous opportunity about 35 yards from the goal. You'll probably see Rafa Castillo on the ball with the left foot.
And this is number 17, who you mentioned, Sean Chin, the speed guy who we have to look out for here. Gets brought down.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 ball there with George Malky. And again, with the field it's going to be dangerous for both teams.
So Rafa Castillo is the free kick specialist that you mentioned here. What do you have to do differently with, as you mentioned, the ball being wet in the field? How do you kick now the ball differently?
Oh, two things. I mean, they can go at it in the goal with the skip, or they can run off where it's wet and it comes off the goalie. So they are going to look in. They have their number 15, Stephen McCarthy, who's about 6'5", 6'6", going forward. And so you have to have good matchups, and you got to stay with your players.
Free kick is in play. Nothing there. Callie Brown with the save. Now we see the Toros making a run for it. Murphy almost had it. The defense is there.
Very good run. Good distribution from the goalie, and then you have Kyle basically making a 65-yard run with the ball.
Kyle Green being active early on in this one. Very active in every game. So we see him. He kind of likes to come up a little bit, as we see now. TJ Kastner.
Both outside backs will get forward. They use the width of the field very well.
Now we see Sean Chin trying to play one over the air, looking to place the through ball. But got to see eyes there to make the stop.
Kind of was a push. Could have called it, but
yeah.
You know what? He's got to shield the ball better. And referee's not going to give you anything. So you've got to take advantage. You have to be careful. And the 3-2 game, San Antonio scored one of the goals on a long throw-in.
This one here going out of bounds. It will be kickoff. Callie Brown making his second appearance, and his first one had 8 saves.
He's been very solid, actually, with a 6'5", big frame. He's fun to be around with the guys, trains hard, and when you have a goalie like that, you play a lot more relaxed, a lot more confidence.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the defense can focus more on doing their job and not have to worry too much about what's going on in the back. Kevin Garcia moving the ball, the defense playing it back. Callie Brown kicking off to Kevin Garcia. Dangerous zone right there. You don't want to play too much there. You don't want to keep the ball back there too long.
1-2 touch, and if you're going to run it or you're going to lose it, you'd rather lose it up to the sideline, not in the middle of the field.
So the Toros playing down the wing.
So Milion is getting the start. Like I said before, Jamaican international Jorginho got sick overnight, and that's why Emilio's been ready. They've trained it, and they're ready for anything. All these players are looking for playing time, and here's his time to hopefully step up and shine.
How is that challenge when you get that call up and you say, okay, it's your time to shine, and you have to come out here and try to balance where you want to impress, but you don't want to try too hard where maybe you make mistakes?
Again, you called it. It's a balance. Come in and be productive.
The Toros now running this one, looking to make something happen. You have Murphy down the right, playing it off to Escalante, a little bit short behind. As you mentioned there, as you see there, he's a little frustrated, playing forward.
Actually had a 4v3, and then San Antonio held their line. He thought that he was going to be able to get a through ball through both center backs and went wide because the numbers were there, but he underplayed it, and the player in the wing just overran it a little too much.
So San Antonio now inbounding the ball. The Toros winning a lot of these 50-50 balls.
It's what you have to do in the midfield if you want to win games.
Could be a good one here. Short again. Murphy looking to get that one, up center forward. He gets that one in the right position, he may just score.
He does. I think you get in 1v1 and we keep shooting and keep creating opportunities. Have a foul right now for the Toros.
As George Malky went down. And there you see the band at full power. As you mentioned earlier, even both bands were tailgating earlier during the game. I heard, you mentioned earlier, I've gotten 100 up to 150 San Antonio fans making the trip down here.
It's great. This is only going to grow. And when the new stadium is ready with 10,000 seats, you're going to be able to get more people in. It's only going to grow in the Valley area.
Can you imagine what that atmosphere will be like? 10,000 people.
It's going to be great. Mr. Cantu, vision and what they've done with the front office and the staff, they've done a great job to try to put this together here at UT. And I think when it's all said and done, You have to give these guys a lot of credit. And again, Mr. Cantu spending the money to bring in top soccer to the area.
So now the Toros playing back again to Cali Brown. This one's going to go out. San Antonio with the possession now. Inbounding. Toros well plays defensively. I mean, they have about at least four guys back here. So it's very difficult for San Antonio to try to create something.
As soon as they lose the ball, opportunity for the Toros.
Good opportunity here. Over the air. Playing it well. Kastner now. Off to Escalante, who's going to look for Memo Rodriguez. Over the air, nothing there.
Escalante has been one of the most consistent offensive players early in the season. He was actually our scoring player. Got a few assists, very dangerous, creating a lot, but everybody slowly stepped up and, balancing the attack from right to left. As you see Kai right now using a lot the width of the field. I mean, you have a right back that's that high and being able to support. Same thing as you have in the midfield, Charlie Ward, who does a very good job to keep the game very simple.
Now, as you mentioned, your fullback moves up forward. That takes a defender from you when she starts coming up too up front, So
it's kind of like a chess game.
Yeah.
Do you push up or do I press higher? But it depends how your midfield can hold the ball or how quick can you get it wide. Coaching staff's done a great job of not only scouting teams but putting the game and based on the players and personnel they have.
We see the ball go out of bounds once again. And also it looks like San Antonio, with the forward, the lineup that they have, they don't have too many up there, so you can maybe kind of risk a little bit here as we see Kastner losing the ball, but Murphy making a run for it. San Antonio defense is there. But still, the Toros are pressuring a lot. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 guys up front right now. Evenly matched with 4 defenders.
If you're going to press, you want to press with numbers, because if not, they'll knock it around through 1, through 2, through 3, and then if you press with 2 and they swing it, then it could be in a very dangerous counterattack situation.
Never a good idea to be outnumbered, right?
Exactly.
Ref blows the whistle. Fans not very happy about it. Green on that defensive play.
Green played at Seton Hall University from New Jersey. Also used to play basketball, very athletic, speed-wise. Rarely he ever gets beat one-on-one.
Right.
Not to say that there are teams who have faster players, but he's become a very good and consistent player.
Ball goes out of bounds once again. The Toros inbounding. Playing off to Green. I'm sorry, that would be Mauki. Kevin Garcia. Now we have Green. Memo Rodriguez getting a touch. Charlie Ward. Well, guys. Green looking for, Escalante. Good opportunity here. No. It's going to go off.
It was a 50-50, great build-up, and as you can see now, we hit that 18th minute mark. San Antonio is not pressing that high because they're starting to get the rhythm, and they finally found Escalante in a dangerous situation, going 1v1 in the box. One more step could have been a PK, but no, great call by the referee, and just shows what kind of game it's going to be.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like a clean slide. It looks like he got all ball. We see it here, Escalante. Ref calling for a stop. So we're going to have an inbound play. Escalante. Looking for the fancy
heel.
Yeah, the fancy play.
Hey, you're playing pro. You want to show your stuff.
Exactly.
You want to be creative. The crowd wants to see creative players.
Get the woes from the crowd, right? Kevin Garcia inbounding this one. Ref stops it once again. Wants a redo, and the ball is in. Toros playing it back. Playing off to Green. Down on right field, Charlie Ward.
Early in the game, San Antonio started with a higher defensive line. Now they're sitting about 60 yards, top of the circle.
What is the result of that? Why?
It's the way the Totals are swinging the ball. If they keep pressing high, then they'll beat the midfield, and then now you have, more attacking opportunities. So they're kind of keeping it a little low. They're on the road. They don't have to put on the show.
Right. Trying to a more conservative game.
Exactly.
Charlie Ward now onto left wing. We have Emilio Garcia.
From Pachuca.
He's getting the start, and here we see it over the air once again, looking to find a header. Memo Rodriguez still hasn't really made a splash. He's gotten a couple touches, but he still hasn't made that splash yet.
In the last game, he did turn it on here at home. He had 2 goals, was very involved in all the offensive part of the Totos. Can shoot with both feet, trains very hard, is one of the best players, I would say skillful.
Emilio Garcia gets brought down, and that's a foul. So now this gives you time to kind of make adjustments here, right?
You do make the adjustments as you move up the field. Tactically, as I said earlier, it's going to be key. Be careful when you give up a free kick. Be careful when you give up a foul.
Here we see the replay. Gets brought down from behind. That would be Danny Garcia from San Antonio with the foul.
Could have gotten the yellow card for kicking the ball away.
Ref being a little lenient early in this one. The Toros now playing down the middle, going on to the left wing. Jose Escalante. Green. Emilio. Tic-tac, a little bit touchy, going back and forth.
It's good. Usually, you play short, and then you go with the through ball or you switch point of attack. And that's what they're trying to do. See where they can beat the matchups, create 2v1 opportunities.
So in the first game between these two guys, a 3-2 victory for the Toros. 90th minute, Rob Lovejoy, who's not starting in this one, he scores the game-winning goal. That's got to be heartbreaking.
He actually scored a great goal. He's been very, very dangerous, especially when he's come off the bench. He got hurt against St. Louis last week, and so that's why he's not present today.
Now, the Toros have scored a total of 14 goals so far in the season. San Antonio has 11, so not a wide margin there. Looks like we could be expecting some goals from both teams.
They do. The one thing is that you have the Toros playing less games. So if you look at it, when you really hit team by team, player by player, the amount of games that the Toros have played, then you start looking. You have Vancouver and LA Galaxy that are up there in points, but they've also played three more games than the Toros.
San Antonio with the set play, Rafa Castillo set to put this one into play. Here we go. Over the air, no one is there. Oh, Cali Brown is there with a big save. Looks like he might have gotten hit, and we have a scuffle.
Yeah, it looks like number 4, McBride, running to the goalie, and if we see a replay, we'll be able to tell if it was intentional or just part of the play.
It's, a lot of times, here we see the replay. Oh, looks like he took a shot at him there,
And he grabbed his hand there a little bit. I don't know if it's, maybe watching a little much soccer on TV, wasting time.
A little bit of MMA.
You take a little bit you can't take there.
Right. So, rightfully so, the Toros defense over to protect their goalie.
Oh, you have to. I mean, your goalie's going to keep everything back there, and you never know if a referee, you're on the road, doesn't call it, or home and he calls it. And again, if you don't shoot, you don't crouch, you don't follow up, you're not going to score goals.
And also, you kind of set the tone with the ref, right? I mean, if you start calling him, you get on him and say, hey, blow the whistle, you might eventually get him to him. You kind of set the tone.
Exactly. When you start games, you go early with your first tackle and see how much the referee lets you get away with.
Exactly. So the ball back into play now, Toros. Down the middle, we see Memo Rodriguez. Green running down the right. Looking for someone down left field. No one is there. This is going to be Milton Palacios who kicks this one out of danger, goes out of bounds, and Todos will have the ball on the inbounds.
So you have the matchup of the two Hondurians.
You do.
You have Jose Escalante, who's captain with the U20 national team in the World Cup, and then you have Milton Palacios, who's been already a few years here, but they know each other back from their country.
So when you have a matchup like that one, one's a forward, the other one's a defensive guy, and they know each other, does that make it a little bit more fun? You want to get the best out of the guy you know?
You're always going to compete, and it's hard when you have to kick a friend, but it's part of the job.
And that's what it calls for sometimes. San Antonio, again, looking for something, nothing is there. They look like they're struggling a little bit to kind of get their offense going.
Both sides are trying to play, build up possession, but with the way the speed of the ball, you're losing that last pass. And if you can see, both on the offensive third, either one has been able to penetrate.
Malky, pass it back to my guys. Kevin Garcia. He teams up with Memo Rodriguez, Charlie Ward now down the middle. Murphy. Oh, that's a good ball right there. That was Kastner looking for Murphy.
Yes, they were looking for it a little bit too tight with the center backs, right in there, but they're trying, they're trying to build it through the middle. They're trying to build it through the right, trying to build it through the left. Jose's playing a little too tight. If he plays a little wider, we think that we're going to be able to open up the field a little bit more. Now you can balance your attack from both sides.
A change of game here, Green with the ball. Sometimes you have to thread the needle though, right?
You have to. I mean, you can't just go side to side. You lose it on a counter and it's 1-0. Now they're going to really sit back.
So we have Malky looking for Jose Escalante. He's going to make a run for it. San Antonio is there. And, this is a dangerous one right here.
It was a short ball. If there happens to be a puddle, it could get stuck. That's one. If I had a chance, the goalkeeper has to call it right or left. But if you're really in trouble, clear it to the corner or to the sideline.
And Jose Escalante with a great effort there. It bounces off of him. So
open netter.
Yeah. You never know what could happen, right?
Exactly. MLS final, year before, Columbus literally played the ball back and they gave up a goal within the first few minutes. And that was the end of the championship right
That's
there.
it. Sometimes it's all it takes, one goal.
One goal.
Foul called. That's going to be Emilio Garcia with the foul. The Toros playing down the left wing again. It looks like they're leaning more towards the left side where they can find Escalante up front.
They do. But again, he's still trying to get in a little too early. If he can start a little bit wider, then he can isolate himself and get around.
Green with the ball.
Very good feed from Kyle Green.
He's very sharp with it. Charlie Ward, I'm sorry. Emilio Garcia. That could have been a good ball there for Kastner. Escalante fighting for it, and this one goes out of bounds.
28 minutes, in the first half, and they're still kind of trying to see where they can beat in those matchups.
Filling each other out here. TJ Kastner with the ball in the middle. He's going to give it to Escalante. He holds on, fighting. The defense is there to make the stop. We have an inbounds play. Kind of, like you mentioned, they're filling each other out, almost like a boxing match in the first few rounds. You just feel each other out, see how hard you can punch.
A lot of players will mark 1v1 or they'll zone it. And sometimes, you can break those zones by starting shooting from 20 yards out.
Green has good position here. He's going to go for it.
Exactly what you have to do. You're up in that area. If you're going to keep playing backwards, you might as well take a shot.
And he had a wide open area there. He had the view, so you have to take that opportunity when you have it like that.
You do. If you commit two guys and somebody's in a better position, maybe that's when you can slide that ball. But if you don't shoot, they're not going to step. They're going to keep sitting in that shell.
That makes the defense kind of step forward and pressure more.
Exactly.
A little bit of player stats here. So we mentioned Memo Rodriguez with the start. He has 3 goals. But you also have Emilio Garcia playing as starting this game. He's got 2 goals. Jose Escalante has 2 goals. You have plenty of scoring power in this one.
It's a well-balanced team. You know, it's a team that plays good soccer. It's a team that, you know, a lot of these players' goals and eventually is to move up to the MLS. But they're having a great season. They're developing very well under the staff. You know, Coach Wilmer Cabrera, who coached the U.S. national team, and then Coach Michael, who used to coach with Arizona, and he's been around, and it's a great staff.
Emilio Garcia playing into the left wing. Malky teaming up with Escalante. He's going to look for someone down in the small box. Kicked out by San Antonio. TJ Kastner with the ball now. You have Green wide open down here. Kastner. Escalante. Center, looking for someone down in the small box. Oh, the ball is there, and Memo Rodriguez had it.
He turned his back a little bit, and then Kyle Murphy went up as a target, and he just skipped the ball in his back. He didn't. I think at the end he tried to see if he could do a volley and was unable to take the shot.
Oh, that was a perfect opportunity there. He could have had the 1-0.
But it was a good cross.
Right. Here we see the bands. Both Toros and San Antonio bands meeting down the middle, almost like meeting at the 50-yard line of a football field, going face to face. There you can see that right on your screen. This is great stuff.
This is great for the Valley.
The passion of football. Both bands showing it off. This is like a battle of the bands.
The battle of the bands and the battle on the field. It is great.
You get the sense that this is going to be a great rivalry between San Antonio and the Toros.
Yeah, and that's why this game is very important for the Toros, you know, to get extra 3 points, move ahead, maybe get closer to that 4th and 3rd, you know, on the standings of their division.
Kastner with the ball now. He's going to play it back. We have Kevin Garcia. Green. He's moving it forward. Kastner. Green. Charlie Ward.
As you see, now the Toros are almost 3/4 of the field, and then the other team is completely dropped with about 14 minutes left in the first half.
I mean, you have your defensive guys down midfield now.
Exactly, but you can
Everyone's
see it.
up front.
You have to be patient. You can't just force it and force it with long passes.
Memo Rodriguez to Green. He's going to play it to Charlie, to Murphy. Cross it. Oh! A great save there.
Great build-up, and a nice little ball from Kai Green to Kyle Murphy, and it was a good cross first time, surprising the goalkeeper in there. And as a defender, if you play it back outside to the top of the box, it's dangerous. Good job by San Antonio clearing the ball wide.
Here we see on the corner kick, Memo Rodriguez.
Escalante.
Kevin Garcia home.
So the corner was taken by Escalante with the left foot with an in-swinger.
What was he looking to do there?
So trying to play it in, and obviously you had Ivan and Kevin up, who's you know, the 2 top big headers in there, and then maybe getting a second rebound.
Trying to get in there, and like you mentioned, the tall defenders, they have the best opportunity to go ahead and head that one in. If not, there's a rebound, and Kevin Garcia was there, you know, from about the penalty spot to make sure to get the rebound. He could have had a good opportunity there.
Wanted to mention Josh Ford, the goalkeeper. One of his first starts was against the Toros under 0-0, and he kept them in the game. That's one of the reasons why it was a 0-0 game.
And as you mentioned, that game, and the bands right now going at each other with chants.
Wow, this is actually great.
Yeah, it is. Great stuff to be a part of. You were mentioning Josh Ford and that scoreless draw. Cali Brown had 5 saves in that game. Josh Ford had 6. So now we see why that one was scored, you know, 0-0.
Yeah, both goalies did, and Cali made a very good save late in the game. But Toros definitely dominated the possession and the run of the game.
San Antonio now with the ball, playing down the left wing. Looking to cross this one in. Green is there with the defense.
very good job. Instead of trying to win the ball, just make sure that they turn the opposite way.
Rafa Castillo, he gets rid of Charlie Ward. San Antonio can't control this one, and it's out of bounds.
Yeah, Rafa actually broke the pressure, was able to get through, but then the ball got away. Good job by the Toros as a defender. For those youth who are watching the game, you know, you don't want to go try to win the ball and create a foul. Stand them up, force them back. You've done your job, but you don't want to be called ball watching.
Kastner, he turns that one over. As you mentioned, Green did a great job of just containing him, not trying to win the ball, but contain him where you make him turn around. Then you make him understand, I can't get around this guy.
Exactly.
Kevin Garcia with the ball now, playing it back. Callie Brown's going to send this one off. 35 minutes into the first half, still 0-0. For those who are barely joining us now, I would say the Toros have dominated this one so far.
Opportunity.
Memo Rodriguez.
You know, they have dominated, but they still haven't had those clear shots. And I think slowly they've won possession in space. So they're moving up. Now they have to make a little quicker movement and then start shooting more, crossing a little bit more.
Green will inbound this one. Kastner is there. Memo Rodriguez is there as well. He's got the ball. Battling between two defenders.
That was a foul. Ready when the defender was ready to clear the ball. And referee talking right now to Memo. Very good ref. Most refs will pull the yellow right away. He's giving him the first warning, you know, and very mature referee there.
Letting him know, take it easy.
Exactly.
So as we mentioned, we got about 9 minutes to go in the first half. How would you say that the Toros have done so far?
Well, done well, good possession. And I think the first half, because of the way the field is so wet, is still trying to get a hold of the movement and the possession. A little bit more in the penetration we can work on, but so far so good.
Emilio Garcia playing it back to Ivan Malgais.
Ivan playing for the University of Maryland, left-footed, drafted by the Dynamo.
And Emilio, Memo Rodriguez is also one of the guys that's come down from the Dynamo.
Yeah, he's a homegrown player. He came in. He did play the year before with Charlotte Eagles, which is part of the USL. But yes, he was a homegrown player. Again, very good job they've done with these young players coming up.
San Antonio now playing this one up front. Oh, that could have been a good one there. Callie Brown making the right play.
He stepped up. He's playing up high on his line. He's reading the play. Well done.
Charlie Ward, Kevin Garcia. He's going to change the game tone to the left wing. Of Malky, looking for TJ Kastner. No, Murphy. Kastner is there. Oh, couldn't handle it.
It was a very good cross. It was actually Kyle Murphy who made the cross on the wing, and Kastner went for it, and it went right under his foot.
Rafa Castillo. San Antonio now, two guys playing it up through the air, and Callie Brown again stepping up. He's reading those balls really well.
He's reading it, and then also Kevin Garcia staying with his man. Usually you get caught ball watching, so great job by the defense from the Toros.
As a defender, you have to be able to find that balance once again as far as keep an eye on the ball and the man that you're defending.
You have to at all levels. Is one of the things that you do want to play at the next level. You must. You must be able to have transition from defense to offense, defend well, especially if you go up 1-0, then you're going to have to be more as a unit defensively.
Beautiful passing here. Memo Rodriguez tried to go for the rocket there.
Oh, he did, and he has to keep doing that. He has a great shot.
Green. He's looking to cross this one up front. The defense is there. Fans calling for a handball there. Rafa Castillo playing it back. Memo Rodriguez doing a great job by pressuring the goalkeeper.
Very good pressure, but you see what the difference makes when you start shooting and shooting. They start stepping up and create something else, whether it's wide or whether it's up top.
Green inbounding. Kastner. He grabs a hold of it. Back to Green. You get the sense that if the Toros keep this up, good ball here to Memo Rodriguez, a little bit too forward.
It would be good to have a goal before you go in at the halftime. It would be perfect.
Kevin Garcia playing it back, get it out of danger. Oh,
It was dangerous,
play.
but they have it. A good possession, good movement. They understand each other, the back line, very well.
Malky teaming up with Escalante. Emilio Garcia, that is. And that's going to be a corner.
Corner kick, and then it looks like...
Garcia down on the ground.
Yeah, Emilio.
Oh, yellow card.
First yellow card.
A yellow card to Stephen McCarthy.
Yeah, Emilio down. He tried beating the player on the line, and I think he grabbed with a straight leg.
Getting up now, Escalante helping him up. So now Stephen McCarthy with a yellow. He's going to be a little bit more conservative now.
And he's the last man, you know. If I'm the opposing team, I'm going to keep going down the middle and see if we can get him on a second yellow card.
So interesting here now. Here on the corner. Looking for a hit. Oh, and that's a goal! Kevin Garcia with the header. He puts it in the right-hand corner. 1-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Very good ball, and it was just a little flick from the front post and went right under the crossbar. In swinger with the right foot by Memo. Great corner, great goal.
Memo Rodriguez playing on the right wing, Jose Escalante on the left, but on the corners they switch.
They switched to make it in swinger. Here's the replay.
Here we go.
It's a great ball.
Oh.
Perfect header. Perfect header.
Perfectly played by Memo Rodriguez, and Kevin Garcia is there.
Solid. You have your defender getting forward. It pays off with a free kick, and we talked about it. Maybe it's not a shot, maybe it's not. It's a set play, so it's very good. You know, both teams look at each other, videos they do. They look at what one team's giving you, where can you prepare. Great job by the staff.
San Antonio now looking to answer the call. Kevin Garcia is there. Is that going to be a card? Oh, that's a yellow. You called it.
It's a makeup. No, it was a 50-50. He lets him turn around. It was a dangerous play. That's one that as a player, you have to take that yellow. You have a player getting away.
Yeah.
It was a good slide. It was a good slide, but you know, 30 seconds earlier, the other player received a yellow for the same. So
now we're even.
Consistent referee.
And you want that.
You want that, but now we have to be careful. 2
Set
minutes
play
left.
here.
Ooh, I think we're in Italy with all the smoke here.
Right? Orange smoke, if you've ever seen it. Sean Chin with the set play. Toto's only with one man on the wall. Don't need much here. Here we go. Oh, defense is there. Toto's getting out of danger. And that's a rocket that's going to go away over the crossbar.
I mean, they're taking advantage and taking opportunity to take a shot. It's kind of a little bit off. If you hit somebody and they turn their back, it could be a dangerous play. But usually it comes all the way to the sweeper. You restart and build again.
Well, sometimes you also get like they're trying to do here, you get a open window, and you want to surprise the goalkeeper.
You do. The only thing, Cali almost covers the whole goal.
That's all. Is 6'5".
6'5". Well, I think he looks more like 7 in there.
Toto's now recovering. Charlie Ward.
Great goal right before the half, because they can go in and either make adjustments or keep doing what they're doing, and but you have that lead now. The other team has to open up, especially because they're coming on the road.
Escalante. Oh! Escalante goes down. Another yellow.
Rafa Castillo received the yellow.
Second yellow for San Antonio. As you mentioned, the ref being consistent.
No, he is. I mean, there are plays that you have referees that just call it early in the game, and they shouldn't be yellow, so it kind of hurts the rest of the game itself.
There we have the replay. Well deserved. Maybe a little bit of a frustration foul.
Yeah, he was beat, when he lost the ball, and Escalante did a good job to try to attack and turn, and that's when he caught his ankle.
So going back to your point, a good goal for the Toros to go into the locker room with a 1-0 lead. That makes that you go into the halftime with momentum. How important is that?
Very important. Very important because of your confidence, what it does for your team, and also because you have this great crowd. You know, the first few games the team played well, but they never got the crowd into the game. Now we have two bands going at it. We have the crowd now with a 1-0, and it'll be a great second half.
Kastner with the ball. Emilio Kastner.
Out of bounds.
We're going to go inbound. San Antonio, 45th minute mark right now, and we'll see how much time we'll get here.
You know, remember in USL you have 5 subs. You know, so you can use all your 5 subs. In the last game, San Antonio you subbed all their offense and put more offense.
Now San Antonio almost had an opportunity there. Memo Rodriguez with Green running down to his right. He's going to feed that one to Green. Is anybody in the middle? Oh, that's got to be. No whistle. Green brought down right before he feints the defender, and he was gonna
cross it, but it was a call by the linesman, who is the closest to the ball, the play, and the referee let it go. He paid attention to it. Should have been a foul, but you know you have to play the whistle.
Right. Can't get caught up.
Lesson, cross the ball.
On the first try.
Especially if you're the right back that high there, because if you lose it, you get a counterattack.
Right. And that goes back to what we talked about earlier. You have less defenders now.
Of course.
Well, that's going to do it for the first half. 1-0 lead for the Toros. There you can tell Sean Chin is frustrated, kicks the ball after the ref blows the whistle.
You know, in most games, you have it's like a roller coaster through the whole game. You could be up. First time that Toros playing San Antonio, you're up 2-0, you're owning the game, and then within 7 minutes, they come back and tie it, and then they think they have momentum, and then Rob Lovejoy comes in and scores a great goal to make it 3-2. So now you're in the third game, you're down 1-0 going into the next half. You're going to say, okay, we've played 3 games, 1 win for the Toros, 1 tie. You get a second win now. It's big. In preseason, Toros went down and played for preseason. Obviously there you were trying players, and Kevin Garcia scored an own goal.
Wow.
Early in the 6th minute of the game. And then San Antonio did a good job of pressing and sitting back. You know, you try things because you're trying out players. You're trying to see what your chemistry is for the season. But they had the win there. Soccer-wise, Toros played very good soccer. You know, and we're just unlucky for Kevin, you know, with that own goal. But we've learned a lesson, and now in the real season when it counts, so far, I would say if you had to go from a 1 to 10, Toros are right down with a 7 right now.
Very well scored.
Exactly.
What does Wilmer Cabrera tell the team right now in the locker room?
0-0. Keep playing hard, or play 1-0 because this is your home, you know, crowd, and keep playing forward. If you play backwards with the wet field, somebody's going to slip. Somebody already has a yellow card. Let's keep going with positive soccer. Use the width because it's working. You know, Kyle Green has made probably 20 runs. Maybe he could have crossed the ball. He's going to learn the lesson.
He's been, yeah, definitely. He's been very active too. Probably right now, so far through the first half, besides Kevin Garcia scoring the goal, he's probably been the most active player of the game so far. You know, he's getting those crosses down from the right wing.
He has, and in the midfield with Charlie Ward, Emilio, and TJ, they have had decent possession, not completely controlled, but they're attacking in different areas, and a little bit more could use the left side, the left midfield.
So the Toros have had a few opportunities. Memo Rodriguez had one in there. Jose Escalante has had a couple. Murphy has looked, you know, for the ball. They could have easily, as far as opportunities here, that you could say, okay, maybe they could have scored, maybe been up 2-0 right now, but they are up 1-0. Do you, as going back to your point now, do you play 0-0, you play 1-0? You don't want to get too defensive and try to hold on to the lead. You want to keep pushing and try to score more, grow the lead.
You want to keep going and you want to keep build the lead and be very, very, very smart. 1-0, it's a good game. 1-1, now it's back and even. 2-0 and you get too relaxed. And that's what Toto's learned in the first game, that when they beat the San Antonio down in on their field. And now, keep shooting, keep crossing. This is a great opportunity with the bench. In the last game, it was 2-1 with 7 minutes left. The bench came in, great subs by the staff, the coaching staff, and then you had 2 goals within 5 minutes. Ended up winning 4-1.
How does a coach, determine on, as far as, do you want to kind of come out here and say, you know what, keep going forward, attack, attack? You see it a lot in international soccer. A lot of the European teams, they have no pity for you. You've seen it, whether it's Germany or Spain or the Netherlands. They score 1 goal and they score the second and the third, and you're okay, 3-0. You're probably thinking, okay, this game's probably over. They don't stop. They keep coming even if it's 8-0.
Well, the next part of the game for these particular players in USL is learning how to manage the game and, becoming a professional. But if you're a professional, you're in there, you have to go to goal. You have to score. That may be your last game you play. You never know if you're going to get hurt in that situation, especially players coming in, young players coming in. Players who are already mature and have been around, they're going to keep the ball. They're going to go to goal. And you know what? It's great, the experience that each one of these players is getting today by having a franchise like the Totos be part of the MLS, because now those boys are also looking for a goal to move up to the next level.
And having said that, there is someone from the Dynamo here looking at some of the guys.
Matt Jordan is here, who's the technical director, and it's great. Usually you don't have those, if we call them big shots, come down all the way 5 hours to see, but they want to see what their players are doing, who needs to move up, or also look at Cali, their goalie, who's coming in to get some minutes, because there's been a lot of rotation on the goalkeeping and the way they're playing over there. They're not at the top of the table, so they look it up. But it's a great opportunity for each one of these young players to have that opportunity.
Cali Brown coming in clutch right now with Devin Perales being injured. Devin Perales being the one who's gotten the most action, defending the goal. He's played 7 appearances, 20 saves before he got injured.
Yes, Perales done a great job as well. Has become a better professional. Again, talking about the coaching staff and what they've done to not only improve the 11 that are playing, but the whole group itself, and bringing the players from Dynamo and making them part of that tactical, game plan that the coaches put together has been great.
So now with this one, how would you grade the first half as far as the guys that we had to kind of keep an eye on? Rafa Castillo and Sean Chin from San Antonio. Castillo we saw there once the half was over, showing a little bit of frustration. And Sean Chin, we haven't seen maybe a lot from him, so they've been able to contain those two.
You can't lose them. It all takes is one. A good goal scorer takes 30 seconds. It could be, you can have them for 89 minutes and 50 seconds, and then the one last shot it goes. So that second goal will do. But looking at the possession and the way the team moved in the 18th and then the 25th minute and then the 35th minute, you see that the Totos have been, more possession, more confidence on the ball, more crossing the right side and more shots. So I would say give him a 7 for the first half.
Perfect. So now the Toros looking to, kind of keep the same momentum in the second half. Would you make any adjustments, if any?
Coaching staff knows what they're doing, but I would say right now they have a good team on the field. You don't want to make changes if things are working. You might want to use a little bit more the left wing, and if it's not working in the first 15 minutes, then they'll make a change. Because definitely, the longer it goes, you're going to see probably a defensive player from San Antonio coming out and adding an extra offensive player. So now it really becomes a chess game.
And that kind of goes back to what you mentioned earlier. In the USL, you get 5 subs, not the usual 3 that we're accustomed to. So with those 5 subs, you have a lot of opportunities to change players, whether it's the attack or, midfield, to really kind of manage the game and say, you know what, I need more power, because San Antonio is going to want to come back and at least even this one out.
They do. So you look into account that you have to win the games. The staff knows it, the team knows it. But one of the things that, people don't see is the development. Coach Wilmer and Michael and the coaches give these players good playing time. So they bring them in, whether it's 10, 15 minutes, somebody's going to come in and be part of that game. If they don't do that early in the season, as you get later into the playoff situation and your bench is as good as your team because if they can come in and make the difference, what a great job the whole team, the whole staff is doing.
Well, if you're just joining us, 1-0 lead for the Rio Grande Valley Toros halftime. We're going to take a break.
You want to come up?
We are back. Luis Ortiz on the call alongside Rafael Amaya. Second half, just minutes away from kicking off. Rio Grande Valley up 1-0 over San Antonio FC. A great first 45 minutes of play.
No, very good soccer. You know, obviously with all the weather and everything that takes part of this, you know, city right now. Bad weather came in, a 1 hour delay. They were able to do a good job of cleaning the field up a little bit. The crowd was out in their cars for about 45 minutes. And, you know, it's been a great game and having the totals up 1-0.
But it looks like it's been well worth it because it is a full house in here. San Antonio made the trip, and the RGV showing up for the home team, so they're getting what their money's worth.
It is, and you're having a winning team, you know, helps out a lot.
Definitely. Here we go. We kick off the second half. 45 minutes to go. RGVFC Toros with the 1-0 lead. And right now, Cali Brown kicking off as the Toros look to extend this one. Get a second win over San Antonio. A turnover here. A second win. This is the third meeting between these two. They will meet a total of 4 times during the season. Right now, the Toros, 1 victory against San Antonio, 1 draw. Looking to make it 2 W's in the column.
Yes, and then, you know, in the next 5 to 6 games, you really start looking at who's got a possibility of making the playoffs, who doesn't. And, you know, if you're a team that's not going to make the playoffs.
Kastner here with the ball. Sorry to cut you off. Escalante, he's going to feed him down the left wing. Looking to make something happen. He's gets it in, and oh, what an opportunity there. Just short. Not able to find a header.
Very, very good one-on-one. And as I was saying earlier, now he made a wider run rather than cut across diagonally 1v1 and was able to get that shot off. Defender did a good job of clearing the ball because we had two Toro players there ready to score the goal.
Ref blows the whistle. Rafa Castillo getting fouled there. San Antonio putting the ball into play. Castillo playing it back.
Very good pressure. An opportunity by San Antonio.
San Antonio now. Sean Chin on the right. He's looking up front. Looking. Trying to get in between 2 defenders. Not a good idea. The ref blows the whistle.
Yeah, no, actually Charlie Ward did a great job of doubling up so that Chin could not get through. And I think it was the linesman who made the call. And then you have Chin and actually George Malky, who used to play for the U.S. national team, and Coach Wilmer Cabrera.
So those two, I mean, he comes in with a lot of experience and, I mean, already, you know, knowing how to play under Cabrera's system.
He did. Shin actually played more of a different position, but now he's playing forward because of his speed. So if you're a young kid, you have to learn the different roles of different positions.
San Antonio with the ball now. Playing this one back. Rafa Castillo looking for a teammate down the middle. This is Danny Garcia.
Very good shot. Can't see it on the screen, but, you know, it's probably one of the things they started telling her. Let's start shooting from 20, 30 yards out and could catch the goalkeeper asleep and maybe get a tide right now early in the game.
Jose Escalante. Side. The linesman's going to call this one out.
You will see the line for San Antonio now starting to step up a little bit higher. They have to come up and press, and then, you know, the 3 lines for...
That could have been a good ball there for San Antonio as they tried to set something up, but the Toros defense is there. Milton Palacios with the inbounds. Sean Chin. Sean Chin passes it over to... That is Michael Reed, and he's going to get brought down right outside the penalty box.
Yes, the defensive line is starting to move back. A guideline of when to step up would be your 18-yard box. You can't keep going backwards and backwards. You'll be on top of your goalkeeper. But the defender did a great job of taking on the players, breaking down the zone.
Michael Reed with a very good play there. He split, 2 defenders And he was going at full speed, could have gotten a great opportunity to, a shot at goal.
And if you are going to foul him, it's better to foul him outside the box.
Castillo, you mentioned, he's a great specialist at the set plays. He'll get a chance here. Looks like San Antonio's going to line up with two guys, Sean Chin and Castillo. Castillo fires the rocket. The wall is there to defend. It's going to be a corner.
Yeah, he tried going over the wall. It hit him right in the middle. One of the things that you have to be careful, players, on the wall with your hand. If you move your hand and it hits you, I mean, if you guys watched yesterday, USA, Colombia, it looked like it wasn't. It looked like a shoulder, but when you look at it, the ball had trajectory to the goal, so it was stopped for a scoring opportunity, penalty kick.
And that would be a penalty. So we have the corner kick here. It's into play. San Antonio is there with a header. Sean Chin looking to save it. This one, he's going to keep it into play on the left wing. Got numbers inside San Antonio, but the defense is there.
Yes, Stephen McCarthy is going to keep pushing forward for any free kick in the air. I mean, he's 6'6".
So San Antonio pressuring early into this one now. Second half, we see, Murphy, that's a dangerous one here.
Very good clearance, very good opportunity for Kyle Murphy there on a 1v1 as they headed the ball back. Could have been a little short. I mean, it was good that Josh Ford was off his line. If not, it would have been a second goal for the Toros.
San Antonio playing this one up front. Nothing is going to come out of that one. Ivan Magalhaes is going to let that one go out of bounds. It'll be Toto's ball. Murphy had a really good opportunity, and just like that, things can change, and he could have made it 2-0.
Exactly. You put that 2-0, then really going to open up the game. One of the things as you start seeing the game into your 70th, 80th minute, I wanted to bring up the conditioning coach for the Toros, Steve Fell, has done a great job of keeping these players fresh. Also, the staff, the trainers, have done a great job of bringing players from injury in a very good, not only bringing them back to play, but with strength and ready to go for the rest of the season.
Charlie Ward looking for Green there on the right. That's going to go out of bounds. And Bobby Mosley inbounding the ball. Rafa Castillo playing it back. We see Milton Palacios running down the left wing. There he is. They see him. He's going to get this one. Two defenders in front of him. Down to the middle. Danny Garcia. Oh, he was looking to make some damage. Kevin Garcia. No relation there, not that I can confirm. Totos. Charlie Ward slows it down.
He had a chance to go forward, but he's trying to change the pace of the game.
Fans calling for a foul. Escalante going to cross this one in. Memo Rodriguez gets it outside of the penalty box. Right side of the field. Great cross. He's going to lose the defender in. Had a great opportunity to cross this one in.
Great job taking those two players. He couldn't get off the shot. Was looking for a pass back.
Great footwork there shown by Escalante and Memo Rodriguez.
Very good.
On two similar plays. Here we see Escalante fighting with Rafa Castillo. That one's going to go out of bounds.
And as we talked earlier, late in the first half, if you can open both wings, it actually opens up the defense. Then it also creates shots for the midfielders or for the center forward.
Your wings, they open up the defense. That gives a little bit more space right in the middle of the box.
Exactly. You can shoot, you can cross, you can take somebody on, or you can play back to the top of the box.
Magalhaes is going to play it over to Kevin Garcia. Just crossing the midpoint of the field, down to Green. Nearly a turnover. Charlie Ward, back to Magalhaes. He's looking for Jose Escalante up front. Finds him, can he get a hold of it? Defense is there. Milton Palacios.
Very good ball because you play short, and slowly they start coming up, and now you play a 20 to 30 yard through ball, and you get around, you start really stretching there. It's like an accordion.
Right. You start stretching the field, and also with the Toros playing short ball, as you mentioned, for a while, San Antonio kind of gets used to that, and then all of a sudden you surprise them with the long one.
Exactly.
Inbounds here, Jose Escalante is going to hold on to it, and that's out of bounds. Should be Toros ball.
You can see it now about the 65th, 70th minute. Coaches start looking at substitutions.
Emilio Garcia is going to take it? No, holds on. He's going to, it looked like it was deflected, right?
Yeah,
Deflected.
but it didn't. He actually has a very, I call it a hook shot. When he's able to cut it in and he can bend it upper 90 in practice, he does it regularly. That's kind of what he was looking for. See if he could take him and then right from there. But the defender did a good job of stepping up.
It looked like he might have had a shot from the left side, though. Would you say that was a good idea not to go for it?
Oh, you do. But if you have the defender backing up, you could also shoot it straight at his body. Could be a PK, could be a deflection and a follow-up.
Ref blows the whistle, handball. Michael Reed will put it into play. And San Antonio, Rafa Castillo. He's going to play it forward to the left wing. Nothing there. Danny Garcia. Kevin Garcia is there for the Toros. He's going to kick this one out of danger. Charlie Ward with the ball. He gets rid of Rafa Castillo. That's Memo Rodriguez who loses the ball on attempt to make a run for it. He could have had a good play there. Numbers with him up front. Now Danny Garcia. Slowing it down. Changing the game on to the left wing. And
calling an offsides that he was up and then he came back for the ball. You know, they started building really well there, San Antonio, but slowly you still see the defense for the Toros very well compacted, the midfield stepping up, forcing the ball to go wide.
We can see that San Antonio coming into the second half, you know, with trying to make a statement. You know, straight from the locker room, they probably talked about, hey, we're going to have to come out strong. We got to try to even this one out early in the second half.
Yeah, they have to. They have to. If they don't go forward and they keep the ball, they get a second goal. It's going to be uphill for them.
Let's take a look here. It could be a good opportunity for San Antonio. The Toros defense was there pressuring. They play this one back, and this is going to go out of bounds. Toros ball. Man on the field, Kastner.
Yeah, I think Kastner was going for it. Again, sometimes it could be a foul. Sometimes the way the field is, a player can go through, which is very dangerous. So you really have to be careful with going down on the ground, keeping your foot up.
Kastner there arguing to the ref as he was on the ground. The San Antonio defender gone by and took a little shot at him.
He kind of did, but referee's been on top of the game. He's been a very good referee for this match.
Rafa Castillo. Here we have San Antonio now with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys up front. This is Sean Chin on the right side. Toros all over him. Now he's going to find Milton Palacios on the right wing. He's going to send this one back a bit, and a rocket from Michael Reed. Try to get that one in with the outside of the foot.
They're trying to build the ball well, San Antonio, but Toros have built a wall. Anything that you get 25 yards in, rarely given a through ball. You know, earlier in the game, it was that in the second half was that foul when the same player penetrated on a diagonal run, and then he was fouled on top. But so far, very good job by the whole defensive unit.
Cali Brown puts this one into play. Green's going to get a hold of it. Memo Rodriguez, Emilio Garcia, Escalante. We have Malky on the left wing. The fullback's really playing forward.
He did, and you know he's doing a good job of trying to force it. So he
Memo shoots this one, and oh, what a save! Josh Ford, Memo Rodriguez. He saw the goalie, might have been up forward a bit.
He was actually exactly what he did in San Antonio 2 weeks ago. He made 3 saves that should have been goals. But Memo has a great shot and a great volley, trying to catch the goal, stepping up. What a diving save.
On the volley, a great right kick. And Josh Ford making a highlight there.
It's probably why now he's the starter.
Memo Rodriguez with Escalante right there. He's going to play to Escalante. Playing it short. Escalante back to Memo. Takes his time, crosses this one. Oh, this
Got
one
a
goes over the
little bit
crossbar.
too much under it, but very good idea. 2v1. In those situations, you try to go to upper 90. You can shoot it hard with the way the ball is wet. It can ricochet and it goes in. Goal is a goal.
No matter how it goes in. Rafa Castillo now for San Antonio. He's got two guys on him. He's going to get that one to Danny Garcia. Greg Corhan. Ball switches now. Back to San Antonio. Rafa Castillo. Milton Palacios making his way up. I think Castillo might have seen him too late. Milton Palacios, though, here. No, by himself. Is that? Wow. Great. Oh, Jesus. Cali Brown with a great. Looks like he's hurt. And we also have another defender. That's Green, also down on the ground.
The play started when, if you look at it, it's a long, about 40-yard ball that goes over Mackey's head. He assumes that the center back is going to win it. They play it across. What a great save, because this is basically, they both run into each other, and that's what ends up happening there. But the communication between the center left back, Ivan and George, has to be a little better. Maybe just clear it or talk. And in that moment, being wet, the right back, Milton Palacios, kept making his run. It was like a giveaway.
That play went from 0 to 100 real quick. Milton Palacios gets the ball in, and like you mentioned, the defense thought that they were going to be able to recover. He keeps the effort and keeps fighting for it, crosses it over, and there was two San Antonio guys that could have scored that one.
They could have scored, but look at your big keeper comes up big on the big time.
And that was Green and Cali Brown who crashed into each other. Green is off to the sideline. He's limping, so it looks like we'll take a minute to look and see if he's going to get subbed out.
He's running.
He's running back into the field.
Unless you're really with a broken ankle or a knee,
Yeah.
most of these kids don't want to give up their spot.
Or they don't just want to stop playing, period. So Green looks like he's going to stay in. Brown with the kickoff here. The Toros with the ball. Escalante. Down the left wing. Oh, nice move to get through the defense. He's showing great footwork.
It was a great move. He's a very exciting player. Lefty, loves to go to goal. If he can get a few more shots, he'd be more productive, but he's doing a great job isolating himself, drawing two players, which could create space for one of the other midfielder forwards, to score a goal.
Kevin Garcia kicking it back. That's Michael Reed. Now we have a sub in, number 10. That is Carlos Alvarez.
Very good player who was a regular starter.
Watch, a little bit of danger there. Brown is there to make the save. San Antonio making the first substitution of the game.
Yeah, the player that came in is actually a very good player. Just in the games he's played against Toros has not been able to be productive, and now coming off the bench, maybe he's been watching the game and knows that his opportunity to take that spot back.
The Toros trying to get this one outside of the dangerous area. Rafa Castillo is going to play to the left wing. Green back on to play, making the defensive play.
Good call, very good call by the referee because he was hitting it from behind.
And there we see tempers heating up. San Antonio a little frustrated. Green gets into it with Greg Colran.
Great matchup.
Two big guys.
Yeah. Kai Green is not going to give you too much space. He's going to be on top of you. He's going to, if you were to play close to him, you know, he makes a lot of noise when he's closing you down.
He's going to stick on you like glue. This one goes out of play. Josh Ford.
We want to say hi to all the fans that are watching the game, especially for the players and families that are, most of the players that come from out of town, you know, they'll be watching their player who's representing them and, you know, growing this total fan base in whatever cities is coming. Good soccer to watch. You know, obviously we even have people from outside the country watching this game.
Definitely, yeah. You mentioned you've gotten messages down from Colombia who were watching the game.
Yes, Carly, one of the coaches for University of New Mexico, is watching this game out there.
Yeah, and a big shout out to the whole RGV fan base coming out here even with the rain. We got some heavy rain earlier, and as you mentioned, that delayed the game an hour. They stuck around, and they're here loud and proud. And also a shout out to the San Antonio fan base who made the trip, about a 3 or 4 hour trip. They showed up as well. 65 minutes into the game, and the Toros are still leading 1-0. Now playing the ball down the right wing. Green. Timino with Emilio. He's going to throw this one into the middle, and a good header from Murphy.
Kyle Murphy's done a good job as a, sometimes you could call it a lone forward. You know, big body, he runs well, he holds the ball well. He's been dangerous against the four backs of San Antonio, and, you know, he's getting better as the game goes.
Good ball here from San Antonio. Rafa Castillo looking for Michael Reed, but Magalhaes is there. Charlie Ward, Malky. This one's out of danger zone. San Antonio back to it. Sean Chin.
Very good job. I mean, there's areas where little pockets where San Antonio goes in, but that's because the defensive unit has done that, and then they step into certain area and they're winning the ball. You know, besides the ball that went in, that always must score with the pass, really haven't had anything clear.
That's been the clearest opportunity for San Antonio. Charlie down to Green. Emilio Garcia. He's going to go forward to Murphy. Murphy trying to team up with Memo Rodriguez. Not able to there. This is Carlos Alvarez, the sub. Malky gets a hold of that one.
One of the players that you see on the ball right now, Charlie, he's the one that runs the tempo of the game. He makes it short. He keeps the ball. Usually you have those players that penetrate a lot. He does such a good job of keep the ball moving and makes it easy for everyone.
Sporting the number 8 on his jersey, but you can maybe say almost plays like a 10.
Yeah, it does. He does.
Kastner. Toros in their side of the field, trying to get back to the other side. Nice play here. Charlie Ward now. Cantu with a nice touch. Charlie Ward looking for Memo Rodriguez down the right field. Memo, he's going to get there. Wow, he's going to want the volley.
Very good build-up, very good little flick there from Jose Escalante, and a very good diagonal, about 45-yard pass, and first-time cross and shot. You know, great build-up.
Memo Rodriguez coming alive here in the second half. He's had a good few shots there. Josh Ford playing very well, making the stops. Emilio Garcia is going to go back to Green. Green looking for Murphy. Murphy running this one. He's going to shoot, and Josh Ford is there with the stop. The defense, San Antonio defense, is there to recover. And here we see the Toros pressuring.
Very good pressure. Very good ball by Kai Green, and a really good shot by
Murphy.
Kyle Murphy. It's almost hitting the 70th minute here.
Time flies when you're having fun. Toros holding on to the 1-0 lead.
You got to say, this has probably been the coldest, and it's not cold, but I think the rain really, you know, it's a good, very good soccer weather.
Brought down the temperature. Yeah, definitely the coldest game we've had here in the Valley, which we know around this time here it gets really, really hot.
I hear July is really hard.
Oh, man, it's going to get up to the hundreds. Looks like the Toros looking to make a sub.
Another sub from San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Number 18 just came in.
That's Jason Johnson.
They're looking for speed. They're looking to get wide and get forward.
San Antonio now making 2 subs. Why have the Toros not made any subs?
They have a good solid group right now. Pretty sure maybe in the next 5 to 6 minutes you'll see, do we keep going for it or do we bring in a little bit, somebody a little bit more defensive minded?
Sean Chin there looking for Milton Palacios, but Toros defense is there now. Kastner with it down the middle. He's going to go right. That's Memo Rodriguez up to Green, who's been playing that role the whole game. Coming up forward fullback. He's all the way up front right now.
From the first few games, he's very comfortable. Here he is trying to win the ball all the way up there. Very good shape. He's in very good shape.
He's running all over the field.
Now, the players are doing the game plan that Coach Wilmer Carrera said, and they follow the plan well. They play good soccer, getting them ready to play at that next level.
Cabrera's got to be very happy, satisfied right now with how the team is playing.
No, he's done a great job, just say the whole staff. It's a good group, very positive group.
Memo with a nice move. He hangs on to this one and he teams up with Kastner. Kastner down the right field. He's got 2 on him. He crosses this one. Oh! Wow, Escalante and Murphy both. No, Memo Rodriguez and Escalante both there. Neither one of them being able to connect on that one. That would have made it 2-0. That was a perfectly placed ball.
But so here you have in your 70th minute, TJ, and you have the other 3 players getting in the box. What do you think right now San Antonio feels?
A lot of pressure. Now, they've made, and you mentioned that, but San Antonio has made a couple subs now, but they're subbing up front. Do they want to maybe start making adjustments in the back?
No, they need to get the goal before they can adjust the back.
That looks like it might have been a hand. San Antonio looking to make something happen, but it looks like it's going to be a corner.
No, great job. 71 minutes in, the way the team is playing from back to the top, the way they win the ball, the way they press. You still have 19 minutes to go. You have to be very, very concentrated, communicate really well, listen to your goalkeeper, listen to your captain Kevin back there. Opportunity for San Antonio.
Yeah, dangerous play here. Carlos Alvarez with the corner. Here we go. Not able to connect with anybody. So now we have Charlie Ward running with, is that Memo? Oh, that'll be Murphy. Murphy all alone now. He's got a defender in front of him, and that's going to go out of bounds.
San Antonio is starting to feel, especially with these breakaways this way, because the players have played 3 games in this week with the Open Cup, with the game against the Oklahoma Energy, and then with the game against us in the 0-0. This starts taking a toll on their legs.
This is when you start feeling that fatigue. And this is where those 5 subs come into play.
They come into play, but again, Toros are doing a great job of the attacks not coming only from the left, not only coming from the right, it's coming from the middle.
They're keeping it very, a lot of variety, very diverse, the attack.
You do. The wings are now really starting to take the game over.
Green gets the ball back out of the inbounds. Here we go across into the penalty box and a header. Oh! That looked like it might have gone in just off right.
Very good header, very good cross by Memo. And you can see, as the game's gone on, Kyle Murphy starting to become a very dangerous player.
Murphy, yeah, he's coming up now. And like you mentioned, that long forward, he's tall, he's got that advantage to go up. Very good header.
Very good header.
Just off right.
He's a Clemson product, just like TJ.
San Antonio here with the ball, left wing. Carlos Alvarez. Rafa Castillo. Alvarez. Castillo. Milton Palacios down below. Oh, careful. Escalante making a run for it. This one's going to go back to Josh Ford, and he'll control it. He'll grab a hold of that.
When you play with a high forward like that high forward's job, number 1, is to make sure the ball doesn't get across, gets played back if anything.
This one's going to get to Brown. He's going to give it to Green. Green placing this one deep, looking for Murphy. Rodriguez finds the ball, catches Murphy off guard. Alvarez, San Antonio with the ball now. Good ball. Holding this one, Pay. Oh, nice through ball, but not able to team up.
It's a foul. It's a foul. It's a delayed foul. The white team had the ball, and one of the Toros players was holding to the shirt, so it's a delay, and it's a yellow for, I think, Memo. Little bit of communication, because we had a player defending, and instead of making that foul from behind, now you're giving an opportunity. You know, with as well as we've played and have not been able to score the second goal, this could be a dangerous situation.
15 minutes to go. San Antonio will have the set play. Carlos Alvarez looks like he's going to be the one in action. Here we go. San Antonio with 1, 2, 3, 3 guys up front. There it is. Toto's been able to capitalize on the defensive side on this set plays. Charlie Ward gets brought down, and is that going to be a card?
Very good job of holding, knowing that he had 2 players on him. If he's going to lose that, he's not going to cut inside. He's going to lose it going wide. Great job by Charlie Ward.
Jason Johnson with the foul. Brings down Charlie Ward. There you see it right there on the replay. Pulls him down.
You know, if you're a team and you have a good sentiment and you have a good, you're going to win games because you control the game.
As you mentioned, he's the one that kind of, the whole tempo goes through him.
It goes through him, it goes through Memo, and you know, actually Emilio's done a good job today coming in.
Johnson, the ball, he's gonna lose it. Escalante, Kastner, back to Escalante on the left wing, back to Kastner.
Slowing down, keeping more possession.
Charlie Ward now. Could have been something there. Castillo. Looking for Johnson. Mogalles is there. And that's going to be a yellow for Milton Palacios.
In the last 3 games and matchups, he's always gone a yellow, trying to get Jose, and he did get him in this one a little bit hard.
And that goes back to what you mentioned earlier. Kind of difficult to kick a friend, but he just did it there.
Well, you have a job. You don't want to lose your job.
Talking about Milton Palacios and committing the foul. Jose Escalante, both Hondurians. There's a sub coming in. Toto's getting ready to make a sub. See who's going out and who's coming in. The Toros will play this one. Sub will come in at the next dead ball. Emilio Garcia with the throw ball up above. Looking for Murphy. San Antonio defense is there. Carlos Alvarez. Can't control this. No Charlie Ward. The fans going at it.
Fans are going at it over here.
Taking jabs at each other, verbal jabs. Kevin Garcia with the throw ball up above. That's a good one here. The cross. Oh, Murphy kind of comes up short.
He did the right thing. You know, he had no chance to turn, so he plays that ball back. And Jose Escalante tried to beat his player to it. Great defense there. Corner kick for the
Toros. Did maybe there in that situation, Murphy think he had someone else there? Escalante was coming all the way from the left side, so maybe a trailer.
He could have taken it in, but he already was running out of space. So he did a good job playing that ball back. But again, Murphy, 3, 4, 5 times in the second half, getting opportunities.
Corner kick here. We'll see the sub now for the Toros.
Jose Escalante.
It looks like Jose Escalante is going out. And we have...
I think Taylor Hunter might have come in. Yeah, Taylor Hunter from Colorado, Denver University. Grew up playing with me in Colorado.
With you over there, right? Roger Espinosa,
The same
Honduran
same group of the kids, yeah.
national team player.
Yeah, I know. Actually, he's had a pull hamstring most of the preseason. First game back last week against San Antonio. He's coming in again, a player that can play outside
Corner
middle,
kick into
outside
play. Memo Rodriguez looking to find some. Emilio Escalante with the volley. Whoa, trying to surprise Josh Ford there. Good one, goes off left.
What I was saying is he's a player that can play multiple positions. So now you have a player that if you needed a goal, he can get forward. If you need him to stay more. So it's a great opportunity. Right sub at the right time. Jose Escalante starting to get a little tired.
Cabrera with his first sub, and San Antonio now with the third one. That's going to be
I think that
Fourth?
fourth sub, yeah.
fourth sub.
Salazar is
Salazar,
actually
Miguel
a
Salazar.
very good midfielder. They're going to have him playing a little bit more inside up top.
Midfield looks like Josh Ford with the kickoff. And now Green. Whoa, no whistle. Yeah, foul ball. Green gets brought down.
Green usually doesn't dive.
If he goes down, it's because he was taken down. So Cabrera with only one sub with 10 minutes to go. A lot of endurance for these guys.
They do. I mean, in the last 10 minutes, a few things can go. You can make subs to kill the game. You can see if you can get that second goal because they put so much offense. There's going to be an open opportunity for that goal.
We have a man on the ground. It looks like it might be Murphy. Yep, Murphy.
We didn't see what happened on that play.
Looks like he's saying he got elbowed. Complaining about an elbow being thrown. Here we go, replay. He got hit in the back of the head.
It was a 50-50. It wasn't bad intentional.
Sam McBride there jumping up. And we have another San Antonio guy on the ground. Looks like he might be cramping up.
Yeah, it's the 81st minute, 3 games in 1 week. It starts really taking a toll on those legs.
Castillo. Michael Reed.
And with all the rain, ball is rolling well. It's actually a very good game.
Stephen McCarthy there. He's going to lose it. Eight minutes to go in the game. Still 1-0 with RGVFC on top. Looking to earn its second victory over the rival San Antonio.
So Taylor Hunter was picked up last year by Houston Dynamo. Then he was kind of released, and then he was brought back here. Again, one of those players. Dangerous play.
Another yellow card for San Antonio. That's the fourth one.
Fourth yellow, yes.
Kevin Garcia taken down. That's a hard foul.
And there's one player you don't want to lose.
He didn't even get any ball there, so rightfully so, he gets the yellow. That's Victor Arroyo, midfielder for San Antonio.
Kevin Garcia and Charlie Ward have been the 2 players that have played every minute this season.
The only 2 guys to do it.
The Iron
Lot of
Man.
conditioning. Yeah,
The
Iron Man, right? Toros looking to go through the air, nothing there. San Antonio will inbound. 83rd minute of the game. The first Texas Derby in South Texas in the Valley. The first edition here, a good turnout, great turnout.
We got to see what the trophy's going to look like.
Call it as you called it, the 281 Texas Derby. Highway 281.
I know one of the fans was here. Make sure you go 281 north, because if you go south, you might not come back.
Speaking of the border, crossing over to Mexico. We know how they're having some dangerous times right now in Reynosa. Rodriguez. Here we go. Todos with the ball. Kastner. On the left field, Emilio Garcia. Playing it back. Malky. Magales. He's going to go with Kevin Garcia. Charlie Ward. Back to Magales.
Great distribution. We got to be careful going back too
Brown.
much. But a great job. Great job of possession of the ball.
Murphy. Fighting for this one. San Antonio's going to get rid of it. Now it goes out of bounds.
You can see a little bit of frustration right there from San Antonio as they're going with a lot of numbers. Defense doing a good job of not only keeping the ball, but then being able to get the ball down the field.
Green will inbound.
For anyone watching the game, you know, there is going to be soccer camps coming up. You can go
Kastner
to the
here.
website.
Sorry to cut you off. Kastner with an opportunity. He's looking to cross that one. Did it get deflected? Looks like it might be a corner.
Corner kick. Yeah, Kastner's been a player who's been very dangerous the last few games.
So another sub coming in for the Todos now. That's going to be Christian Lucatero.
Lucatero, left-footed player. He's been one of those players that's come in and sparks the team. Has a very good shot. He's a DA, homegrown player, and he's been back and forth. You know, the last 2 years he was the MVP for all the academies in the whole United States.
He comes in for Memo Rodriguez, who gave a great game, had a few chances.
Very consistent.
Few chances to score, and now Lucatero will get his first play of the game here on the corner.
This could seal the game if they get a goal now.
With 4 minutes to go, can they make it happen? The Toros, that one's going to be short. Charlie Ward gets it back. Emilio Rodriguez to Murphy on the left wing. He's patient. Has help there. Taylor Hunter there.
Great job by Murphy.
Controlling the ball. It looks like the Toros are now kind of just controlling the ball, killing time.
They're doing, you know, and it's so late in the game, and they're playing good soccer. They're moving the ball. It's hard to pick who will be your MVP today.
Not right. I mean, maybe Kevin Garcia because of the goal, but Green has done a great job. He's been all over the place. Murphy came alive in the second half. Memo Rodriguez had good chances. Escalante, you know, showed some great footwork and created some plays.
Trying to waste time in the corner.
3 minutes to go. With the win, the Toros will go on to 19 points on the season.
And they'll be right in there, kind of waiting some of the scores from the other teams. That, you know, very good job by the staff, by the team, the home crowd.
Depending on, you know, the other results, as you mentioned, they are tied for fourth place in the Western Conference with St. Louis at 16 points apiece. Depending on the other results, they can move up to fourth place for sure if St. Louis would lose. And depending if the Switchbacks, Colorado Springs Switchbacks, if they lose, they stay at 19. And with a win, the Rio Grande Valley ties at 19. So that's third place.
And if you look at those other teams that played 10 and 12 games, this would be Rio Grande's 10th game. It would be only going on the 11th game. So it's very positive.
Emilio Rodriguez here with the ball. You had Lucatero cutting. Oh, man goes down. Looks like a cramp. Emilio Rodriguez. San Antonio playing this one. Rafa Castillo.
See, he was kind of hit with the side of his knee a little bit.
He's down. He's not getting up. San Antonio here with an opportunity. Good cross, but the defense is there. Murphy. Taylor Hunter, that is. Oh, volley there by San Antonio. Trying to find something, anything now at this point of the game.
So if you're going to clear balls, you want to clear them wide. You don't want to clear them where they have a second chance because you could get caught pushing up and they have somebody coming in on a second runner.
Camille Brown showing there like he's going through some pain. Here's the replay on Emilio Rodriguez. Oh,
So he caught his knee there a little bit, and then he went down.
he clashed
Obviously
knees.
tired at the same time, and now you have both.
Right. And you
Yeah,
also get
it
to
is
kill some
cramps.
time here.
Yeah, no, but he is cramping up.
Cramping up.
Worst feeling you can have.
I hate the ones they call those Charlie horses. Those are the worst ones.
Actually, they should call it like the dog's biting.
That's what it feels like. So the staff there attending to Emilio Garcia. Looks like Cabrera is going to make his third sub. I would assume it's Rodriguez who goes out. He's limping.
Oh, he is definitely cramped on both feet,
Right.
both legs.
It's got to hurt. Trying to walk with a cramp.
Should walk him the other way already, closer to the locker room.
Call it a night. Go hit the showers. He can't even go all the way.
Great
Josh.
great crowd tonight.
Definitely. San Antonio band showed up. The Toros band showed up. It's a full house. Both sides of the bleachers here filled up.
Players interested in camps, you can go to the rgvfc.com website and look at all the information for camps for all ages, U4s through U18s. And then with the academy, we started playing games. It's been great looking at all the talent in the Valley area. And, there's more talent to see, but great group of kids that we have right now playing. Our fields, last Monday, we were able to finally train for the first time, right across the stadium. Beautiful fields, These boys can't believe that they're training and playing in those beautiful facilities.
And you mentioned the academy, a lot of this upcoming talent as another sub being made by the Toros, Eric Bird coming into the game. Emilio Rodriguez had to be carted off. Going back to the topic, at the high school level, the Valley has been very impressive as of recent. One of the schools here, Brownsville Porter, won the state title this season. Brownsville Rivera, two Brownsville schools, won it last season. So we saw here the Valley had about 3 teams going up to state. Progreso was another one.
Went to watch a lot of those players, and we actually have a few now here with the academy. And yeah, it's great to have pro soccer, great to see those kids. It's just going to develop soccer in the Valley area.
And here, soccer growing more with, and we mentioned the high school level first, and then you have the collegiate level with UTRGV, the Vaqueros. Their season should be coming up, shortly. They'll start some spring training or whatnot. 90th minute here. Looks like this one could be over any minute.
The substitution era came in. He's finally coming back from an injury. He was also out for close to 2 months. A product of Virginia. He was drafted by Philadelphia Union. Very good offensive mid, very good. And again, you go back to your bench. Who can come in and make up that difference? And actually, he could be a very good starter. So now you get everybody healthy, competition within your team, positive attitude when you win.
Competition is the best motivation.
It is.
The ball being battled for here in the midfield. San Antonio with it now. Carlos Alvarez, he's looking to go forward. Oh, through ball to Johnson. He's going to cross it, but the defense is there to stop it. It's going to be a corner for San Antonio in the 90th minute. This is stoppage time now.
They're going to send everybody forward. Everybody's going forward. As much as you've played well, you have to be careful with this opportunity.
It could all come to an even draw here.
It's not over until it's over.
San Antonio looking to make it happen here. They play it short. Alvarez centers it. Johnson is there, but the defense is there. This one is out of danger now. Kastner.
They have to watch the far side with the long cross.
Castillo. Ref still hasn't blown the whistle. Here is Johnson. He goes to the ground. Kevin Garcia playing the defense.
Watch the far side, looking for the cross.
Castillo, Rafa Castillo. Michael Reed. And they go for that cross, as you mentioned. Palacios is there, but Cali Brown makes the save.
Exciting last minute, opportunity both ways, managing the game well, the matchups of doing a really good job.
A nail biter to finish this one. 2 plays there where San Antonio could have tied it. Here's a good ball for the Toros. Oh, an opportunity here. Can he make it happen? Back Kastner. Oh, Josh Ford is there.
Great heel and a good opportunity for the shot. I mean, you go for the goal, you could also take the ball to the corner and not give him any opportunity. That's where you kind of make a decision.
That was a great opportunity there. You kind of almost had to go for the goal. This was going to go to Cali Brown. He's going to hold on to it. He's killing time. Picks it up. And you get the sense here, the crowd is already on its feet, waiting for the final whistle. Brown puts it into play, blasts this one all the way to the other side of the field.
I have to say this referee's been very consistent. It's been a very good game. Not too many, lapses where there been
San Antonio with another chance here. Johnson gets up in the air. Nothing there. And the Toros, maybe they get another one here. Murphy up front. He's got it. Would he go left? No, tries to cross it back in. This one's going to go out of bounds.
Probably take their time making this throw in. It's been a very good game.
Very good game. It's had exciting moments. The score shows only 1-0, but there's been a lot of opportunities for goal from both teams. Malkin with the inbounds. That's Murphy. He makes the turn, crosses it in. Charlie Ward tries to get there with the right footed strike, but that one goes off right.
Good shot and good opportunity. And again, Kyle Murphy holding the ball, drawing 2 and 3 players.
And that'll do it. The final whistle here. 1-0, the Toros beat San Antonio FC in the third meeting between these two. The first edition of the Texas Derby here in South Texas. A great game. There was a 1-hour delay because of the rain, but the fans are going to leave happy.
Well worth it, 1-0, goal by Kevin Garcia, well deserved. It's hard to pick who was the MVP for today's game.
Very hard. If I had to pick one, I think Green was a very impactful player. He ran across the whole field and really kind of helped push everything forward, even though he's a defensive guy.
Well, I know it goes back to knowing what's happened in the past, but Kevin actually scored a goal early in the season, gave up 1 against them, and I think this was the makeup.
Yeah, there it is. He makes up for it like a champion. When you make a mistake, you come back and clean it up with great actions. He scores the 1-0 off the corner for the victory. And the Toros will now earn another 3 points, as we mentioned. They had 16 coming into this one. Now it makes it 19. Depending on other results, the Toros could be tied for 3rd place in the Western Conference.
They will, and then on Wednesday they'll go to Kansas City and play against the Soup Rangers, and then they'll come back here on the 11th, and they will be in a homestand here for 3 games. So it's perfect. They're right in there where they need to be. 3 points. Great job, again, to the whole team, the staff, and great job to this crowd tonight.
That'll do it for us as we are approaching. You haven't mentioned that we are approaching the midway of the season. This is the 11th game. There's 30 total of them, so we're approaching the midway of the season. That's going to do it for us here. The RGV FC Toros get another win, 1-0 over San Antonio FC.
You want to go and look into the USL website if you need more information about the league, standings, and everything that goes on, players that get moved up to MLS, so on. A lot in there. Go also to the RGVFC website. Thank you.
That'll do it. Luis Ortiz on the call alongside Rafael Amaya.